That part. Let's get this shit popping. L.O.T.S Approved Media, Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. Y'all know what it's here for? Yes, sir. Listen, my good peoples. This is episode number 69. This is the first episode of the new year, 224. And I want to just congratulate everybody for making it into 224. That part. As soon as you come to the building, do me a favor. Hit that comment section. Let me know you're in the building. That part. You heard me? L.O.T.S Approved Media. Don't Shoot the Messenger. That part. 224 at your door. You know what it's hitting for. Listen, man. We up. This is the first episode of Don't Shoot the Messenger for the year 224. It's a new year. All right? New year, new plans. New attitude. That part. 224, we is live for 224. Things are going to change around here is what I'm trying to tell you. Things are going to change around here. I need everybody to get up for 224. I need everybody to get on their grizzly for 224. This is a year for you to be selfish for 224. We being selfish. Reasonably selfish. Take care of your family. Take care of those who take care of you. Selective generosity. That part. Listen, I'm the incomparable, the author, imitator, but cannot be duplicated. The one they style from, the elected, appointed, voice of the streets, leader of the streets, learning off the streets, living off the streets. I'm the top op, public enemy number one. This is powered by L.O.T.S Approved Media. I'm the one that keeps creating what they keep taking. That part. And I want to welcome everybody to the Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 69. That part. We got some new things, y'all. We got some new merch. Yeah. We got definitely some new merch. We got some new things up on board. Y'all see me with the T. No excuses. You heard? We got new merch on deck. You guys can order with me. You guys can directly cash at me. Why you acting weird with me? No excuses, you heard? And we got it. Not just in black. We got it in orange too. That part, the light shining off of it. Listen, it's a little bit darker orange in there. That's the lights. That's the studio lights shining off. That's why it seems so bright. That part. L.O.T.S Approved Media, Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 69. That part. First episode of the new year. I need you guys, as soon as you come in the building, do me a favor. Don't be a ninja watcher. That's a person that be creeping and watching. Don't be no pocket watcher, because that's just a hater. And you definitely want to be one of these ladies and gentlemen. That's what we call the peeping times. Y'all know what they do to peeping times? Stay out of jail. You want to find out what they do to peeping times. That part be smart. Do me a favor, everybody, when you come in the building, I need you guys to share this. Share this podcast with your loved ones. The people that admire you. Everybody has people that admire them. Share this with your flock. You a shepherd. Every shepherd has his own flock. Remember, I told you that. 224, that's it. New episode. Do me a favor, come in that comment section, leave a comment in the comment section. We call that leaving a fingerprint. Alright? Also hit that like button. We call that wiping your feet on the rug. Same way you do at your grandparents' house, same way you do at your mama's house. You show respect, show that you was raised right. Don't embarrass your parents. And hit that like button off top. As soon as you come in the building, do me that favor. Alright? Hold on, let's cut this intro out. Magnificent intro music. Nonetheless, that part, cut it out. Listen, I'm the incomparable, the author, imitator, but cannot be duplicated, the one they style from. I'm the elected, the appointed, voice of the streets, leader of the streets, learn off the streets, living off the streets, you heard? Listen, this is powered by L.O.T.S Approved Media. I'm the top op, public enemy number one. Remember, I tell you that. And this is the Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 69. That part. Ha, that part, gunshots and bombs. Listen, This is a very eventful week, all right? Very eventful. We're in 224. We need to raise up the energy in here. Things are going to change, all right? Listen, I got some merch for you guys. We got some new merch. Y'all see me with the T, the No Excuses T. Listen. Also, for the excuses, this is for the 224, for the poo butts. This is for the people that are laxy-daisy. These are for the people that are pessimistic, all right? The people that are lazy, the people that always have an excuse. Listen, we got the excuses on the back of the T. Check me out. Now, this is the light. The light is coming off of the thing. Maybe I can bring it back a little bit further. But nonetheless, I'm going to read the excuses. One of the excuses is they hating on me. Y'all know that's a big excuse people use, all right? I don't be having enough time. Listen, I don't want to hear that this year about you don't have enough time. You're going to make time. You make time for what you care about, right? All right. I'm broke. Listen, bro, don't even use that word broke for 224. That is a curse. You're cursing yourself. Listen, you're rich beyond belief. You wouldn't believe it, right? You're talking about financial. Listen, that's going to come. That will come. Trust me when I tell you. Shout out to everybody in the building. You heard Paul Bizzle in the building, that part. Listen. I be tired. Listen, I hear all the excuses. These are all the excuses y'all motherfuckers be coming up with. I be tired. I'm broke. They hating on me. I don't have enough time. I'll do it tomorrow. They don't support me. I'm not in the mood. Do I have to do it? Of course you have to do it, all right? No excuses, all right? No excuse tees. This the new merch. No excuses. Zero excuses. We got this in white. We got it in black. And we got it in orange nonetheless, all right? We got it in orange too, that part. Also, we got more merch on the way. Listen, more merch. Y'all know what this is about. Everybody needs a coach. Let me tell you. And guess what? Look for that logo on the back. If y'all looking for my tees, they gonna have that L.O.T.S approved logo with that check, you heard? That's me right there. Listen, everybody needs a coach. This is very serious. This is for the instructors. I don't care if you a sports coach. I don't care if you're a tutor, you're a teacher, whatever field that you in. If you are a teacher, you deserve that shirt. You need that shirt. Everybody needs a coach. We all need proper instruction, all right? We all need mentorship when we're trying to master something, all right? It takes 10,000 hours to master something. So everybody needs a coach, and there'll be no excuses for 224. No excuses. Hold up. No excuses. No excuses. No excuses. That part. Now listen, this week has been very eventful. I need you guys to make sure you guys are hitting that like button. I would call that wipe your funeral rug. Make sure you guys hit the like button on the way in. Make sure you guys are sharing this podcast with your friends and your family. All right, let's get everybody acclimated. That part. This is the year 224. It's a new year. And this is how we stepping in this year with energy, all right? Now listen, I know you guys had a chance to see Shannon Sharp's show, the Shay Shay Club, all right? And with Mr. Cat Williams, all right? One of the top comedians of our generation, all right? Of this generation, Cat Williams. Cat Williams is going viral on the internet at this point. We're going to get into all the rhetoric, everything that he was saying, whether there's validity to it or not, whether he just talking his shit or there's just some real substance there. We're going to find out, all right? Shout out to Cat Williams nonetheless, and shout out to Shannon Sharp, that part. All right, listen. Also, T.I. and Tiny, more sexual assault allegations. People talking about they got their drink spiked. Don't shoot the messenger. Remember, I'm just here to bring you the message. But yeah, T.I. and Tiny, they got them on that. They're being targeted right now. Same way like Diddy was targeted. Same way Cosby was targeted. Same way Russell Simmons was targeted. Now T.I. and Tiny's being targeted. That part. Listen, 224 is crazy. 224 is going to be topsy-turvy. It's going to be ups and there's going to be some downs in 224. I hope you guys are ready for this roller coaster. I need everybody to grab their popcorn right now. Get your popcorn ready. You heard? And hold on to your seats. Hold on to your seats. 224 is going to be crazy. It's going to be a roller coaster. Try not to close your eyes along the crazy corners and the turns, the twists and turns. Try not to close your eyes on the roller coaster. 224 is going to be a roller coaster. You guys do me a favor. As soon as you come to the building, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Let me know you're in the building. Also, leave a comment in the comment section. We call that leaving a fingerprint, you heard? You guys need to be on YouTube also. You guys remember, we're streaming from Facebook. We're streaming from YouTube, obviously. And we also streaming from Instagram, you heard? That part. Now, you guys, listen, more talk about. Listen, shout out to YFN Lucci. I know a lot of people done forgot about YF and Lucci, but I ain't forget about Lucci, all right? I ain't forget about Lucci. Some of my best times in life was listening to Lucci's music, all right? Listen, YF and Lucci has requested to the judge that he wants to get some professional grooming. So the kid wants to clean up. He wants to get a tailor-made suit. Lucci want to look right. Lucci want to shave that hair. That part. Shout out to Lucci, though. Everybody has forgot. Lucci, I ain't forget about you, homie. I ain't forget about YF and Lucci, all right? The streets ain't forget about YF and Lucci. Even though a lot of people are mostly concerned with Young Thug and this whole fiasco with the YSL indictment. You heard me. Now, listen, we also going to speak about some things. Ja Rule. You thought it was done for Ja Rule? You guys, listen. I know 50 probably got gunshots for Ja Rule right now. Listen, Ja Rule has signed a new contract. Yeah, no. Listen. You heard right. I know a lot of people are like, that shit sound crazy, right? No. You hearing right. Ja Rule has signed a new contract, all right? A new label contract. Ja Rule can potentially make $100 million. We'll speak about that. I know I hear the jokes in the background. I hear a lot of jokes on Ja Rule. We'll talk about it. Mr. Murder Inc. That part. Mr. Where Would I Be Without You? That part. Yo, listen. This is an eventful week. Nonetheless, shout out to French Montana with that new project. French Montana got a new project out here. Mac and Cheese #5, all right? The 5th installment for Mac and Cheese. Shout out to French Montana. I'm going to tell you, we're going to speak about Montana. One of my favorite artists out here. Very underrated, all right? We'll speak about it. All right, you guys, like I said, make sure you guys are hitting that like button as soon as you come in the building. Make sure you guys are sharing this podcast. This is the first podcast for 224. We at your door. Like I said, we're streaming on YouTube. We're streaming on Twitter. We're streaming on Facebook. Also, this is going to be, the audio will be on Apple Podcasts. You guys get a chance, listen to the audio on Apple Podcasts. This is what you can listen to while you're exercising, right? No excuses this year. Remember, I'm a personal trainer. No excuses this year. While you exercise, you can listen to the podcast. While you completing your chores, you can listen to the podcast. While you driving on your way to work, you can listen to the podcast. While you on the job, be responsible and put some headphones on and listen to the podcast. That part. Now listen, let's start off hot. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Right now, let's speak about Mr. Cat Williams. All right, you guys. Cat Williams is no stranger to controversy. We all know about Cat Williams, all right? And when he opens his mouth, it's crazy. It's crazy when Cat Williams starts to target people. When he speaks in volumes, okay? Now, Cat Williams went on a Mr. Shannon Sharp show. Shannon Sharp has a new show, all right? Ex-NFL player. Shannon Sharp has a new show called Shay Shay's Club. I haven't had a chance really to catch. I've been catching remnants of it, tits and tad bits of it. I haven't caught it in its entirety as of yet, but I did have a chance to listen to Mr. Cat Williams. Now, Cat Williams got he got some things to speak about. Cat Williams has some things to get off of his chest, some chips to get off of his shoulders, it seems like. Cat Williams spoke about every comedian that you could think of in modern day times, right? All of the top comedians, the kings of comedies, the so-called kings of comedy, right? So yeah, you know he spoke about Cedric the Entertainer. Yeah, hold up. Let me drop a bomb for Cedric. Cat Williams spoke about Cedric the Entertainer. Cat Williams spoke ill about Steve Harvey. Cat Williams spoke about Kevin Hart. Cat Williams spoke about Tiffany Haddish. Listen, it's not just the men. He's not being biased. He talked about the women too. He talked about Tiffany Haddish. Not so crazy, but he spoke about her, and she actually replied back to him in actuality. I will speak about that also. But nonetheless, who else did he speak about? He spoke about Ludacris. Cat Williams spoke about a plethora of numerous people. I can't even begin to speak about all the people that he talked about. But let's start off top. Let's start off with Mr. Cedric the Entertainer. Cat Williams has a beef with Cedric the Entertainer. Now, we all know Cedric the Entertainer. We're fond of Cedric the Entertainer. I don't know the ins and outs of these comedians, really, and their whole career and their transition and their ascension into where they're at their career currently, right? Because Cedric the Entertainer, let's be clear now, he is a king of comedy. They had a whole tour that him and Ricky Smiley, listen, oh man, he spoke about Ricky Smiley too. Drop a bomb to that. Cedric the Entertainer, I believe Cedric the Entertainer, what's his name? You got Mr. Steve Harvey, all right? And another individual, I don't know if it was, what's his name? Ricky Smiley. Shout out to Ricky Smiley because he is a Florida resident at this point. But nonetheless, I got to bring the story to you guys. Grrr, don't shoot the messenger. Shout out to Steve, shout out to Ricky Smiley. But let's speak about Cedric the Entertainer. Cedric the Entertainer, he had a lot to say about Cedric. First of all, I never knew that Cedric doesn't write his comedy. According to Cat Williams, allegedly, Cedric the Entertainer does not write comedy at all. Now, how does that work? I didn't know that there was ghostwriters in comedy. I know that comics, I know they come together, right? They collaborate on jokes and they help refine the jokes. Same way in rap. It's the same way as the rap game. But I never knew that you could not just write comedy completely. This is unbeknownst to me. This was new to me, all right? So Cat Williams is letting us know some new things. I never knew Cedric the Entertainer did not write his comedy. Now, Cat Williams has a gripe with Cedric the Entertainer. Apparently, because you don't write comedy, that means that you're capable of stealing comedy, right? Because you're not the one that's coming up with it. That's allegedly what Cat Williams is saying. Well, Cat Williams is saying that Cedric the Entertainer stole one of his comedy skits also. Now, he's saying that this is documented. He was on BET. He was on numerous platforms. And this is a joke that he makes towards the end of his comedy session. He makes a joke towards the end in which Mr. Cedric the Entertainer, he yapped that, right? He stole that from him. It's some car thing. He switched it up. Well, Cat Williams is speaking about being in the car, and Cedric replaced the car. Cedric the Entertainer replaced the car with a spaceship. Nonetheless, shout out to Make It Happen in the building. That part. Let me see my guests in the building, man. First of all, shout out to Paul Bizzle. Wipe your feet on the rug. That part. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Wipe your feet on the rug. You heard Bizzle. All right. Shout out to Planet. Goddammit. We live. My partner in crime. That's my eyes behind my head. And big up to Make It Happen, all right? Shout out to Make It Happen in Trinidad, all right? We support that music. You guys get a chance, check out Make It Happen music. That's also. Oh, and thank you, bro. We're going to speak about the Epstein Island list. The Epstein Island list has been released, so we'll speak about that after this Cat Williams fiasco, this event that he put on. Listen, the interview that Shannon Sharp did with Cat Williams is over 17 million views in 2 days. And I checked that out like 4 hours ago. So you can imagine right now where it's at. I'm pretty sure it's probably up there in the 19 million at this point. 19 million views in 2 days? That's bigger than rapper numbers, all right? So Cat Williams has took the internet by storm at this point. All they're speaking about right now is Cat Williams. Now, the Epstein Island list just released, and it seems like the Cat Williams thing is overshadowing even that. Could you imagine, all right? But nonetheless, he said Cedric the Entertainer stole one of his comedy skits, all right? He had nothing but bad things to say about Cedric the Entertainer. Also, he had gunshots for Steve Harvey. All right? Cat Williams says Steve Harvey, he's the one that exposed Steve Harvey doesn't have a hairline. Steve Harvey does not have a hairline, okay? According to Cat Williams, he's the one that exposed that about Steve Harvey. He considers Steve Harvey to be fraudulent. He's a faker, according to Cat Williams. Cat Williams he held no punches. Cat Williams has no love for none of these gentlemen. That's what it seems like, right? But he went on to expose Steve Harvey. Cat Williams says that Cat Williams was invited to be one of the kings of comedies. And for some reason, Cat Williams did not take him. He declined on the offer. According to Cat Williams, they were trying to replace there's some disrespect for Bernie Mac. I was a little bit confused because this is comedian business right here. I don't know about their business. This is the most I've ever heard of comedian business at all. And I appreciate Mr. Cat Williams. But nonetheless, Cat Williams said they was trying to replace Bernie Mac. Cat Williams is saying that Steve Harvey had beef with Bernie Mac. There was some type of animosity there on Steve Harvey's behalf for Mr. Bernie Mac. He said Bernie Mac was dark-skinned, you know what I mean, presumably black and ugly, so he wasn't going to get the opportunities that these light-skinned gentlemen were getting. Cat Williams spoke about some politics here. Cat Williams, he ruffled more than a few feathers here. Cat Williams shook the industry. There's so much that Cat Williams said, it's ridiculous, all right? Also, Cedric Entertainer. What else he said about Cedric? Well, beyond Cedric Entertainer, let's move on to Ricky Smiley. All right. Cat Williams spoke about Ricky Smiley. Okay, there's Friday, Ice Cube's Friday After Next. You guys know we're all waiting for another Friday movie. This is the most anticipated movie that we've had in the black community. We want to see another Friday, all right? Now, Cat Williams spoke in reference to the Friday After Next, in which he played a role. His role was considered Money Mike, all right? Now, Money Mike was a pimp. Let's be clear. Y'all remember Money Mike? He was a pimp. That part, which is not too far-fetched from Mr. Cat Williams, because Cat Williams said in the interview at one point he was a pimp in his life when he lived in Oklahoma. Cat Williams gave a crazy story, man. I've never knew so much about Cat Williams, and I appreciate that interview that Shannon Sharp did. I don't even know Shannon Sharp was even ready for that interview, but his platform has got the most serious interview for 224, and they kicked the door open with a serious interview for 224. I don't know who's going to upstage that interview, but Cat Williams has the top interview for 224. Like I told you, when I checked this morning, it was 17 million views in 2 days. 17 million views in 2 days. All right, that's the Cat Williams Shannon Sharp interview. Well, on the Shay Shay Club. That's Shannon Sharp's new show on the internet. So, nonetheless, he spoke about Mr. Ricky Smiley. Now, Ricky Smiley, according to him, he was supposed to play Money Mike, in which, contrary to what he's saying, Cat Williams saying that's a lie. Cat Williams said there's no way Ricky Smiley could have played Money Mike. For one, he's saying that he's the one that he kind of created the character in the sense of he didn't come up with the name, but he created the wardrobe for Money Mike. Cat Williams said he's responsible for how Money Mike dressed. Cat Williams said he's responsible for Money Mike's perm. All right. Cat Williams said that he changed the lines in the movie. This is Friday After Next, Ice Cube's movie, Ice Cube series franchise Friday. All right. The most anticipated movie in the black community. We all love Friday. Now, according to Cat Williams, he more curated this character, Money Mike. And it just give credence to his story, saying there's no way that Ricky Smiley could have been playing that role. According to Cat Williams, he said Ricky Smiley went around everywhere saying that role was designed for him, as if Cat Williams stole that role from him. But Cat Williams came with a bunch of facts that give validity to his story, which I'm leaning more to Cat Williams' side. Cat Williams says that he's the one that curated the character in the sense of how the character dressed, the perm the character had. He changed the lines to the character. So he's the one who created all that verbiage that you hear in the movie, right? Now, there's something also that was troubling. Something very, 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 very troubling, all right? Now, according to Cat Williams, Money Mike was supposed to get graped in that movie. Listen, according to Cat Williams, Money Mike was supposed to get graped in that movie. Cat Williams is the one that changed that script in that regard. And he said one thing, I guess I'm paraphrasing, but he says, you can trust me as a comedian, right? He says one thing he knows is comedy. He said there's no way of making fun of getting graped. In no way, shape, or form can that be a joke, right? Now, this segues into more about Ricky Smiley. Now, Cat Williams went on a whole rhetoric. For one, Cat Williams is saying that he had a lot of opportunities in the industry, in Hollywood. Cat Williams was provided a lot of opportunities. He was that next up-and-coming comedian. Cat Williams said that he declined on a lot of offers or was not given the role because he didn't want to do certain things within the scripts. Now, you guys know about Hollywood and black people in Hollywood, right? Black men wearing dresses in Hollywood. This is a big thing in Hollywood. Every comedian that you know, every comedian that we know of, that we're familiar with, has 9 times out of 10 wore a dress, was depicted as a woman in a feminine role, all right? Now, with that being said, you already see Ricky Smiley. Let's stay on Ricky Smiley. Cat Williams said Ricky Smiley is a better actor as a woman than a man. He pointed out some very valid points, right? We more know Ricky Smiley for playing roles of a woman. He said also, to throw somebody in there, he said Tyler Perry plays a role better as a woman than a man. He said he's a firm believer. This is all the words of Cat Williams. He said he's a firm believer that you should play the role that you're most designed for. The role that best fits you. So this is why he says these gentlemen play better roles as women than men. We're all familiar with Madea. We're familiar with Tyler Perry's role playing women role. We're all familiar with Ricky Smiley playing a women role. We're all familiar with Martin Lawrence playing a woman role. All right. Kevin Hart played a woman role at one point. This is something that hangs over black actors, black comedians' heads. So according to Cat Williams, one of the biggest prerequisites to be a comedian in Hollywood and be successful, a highly sought after #1 elite comedian being offered the best of the roles, the biggest budgets of the biggest movies, you have to be willing to put on a dress, in which Mr. Cat Williams declined every time. Now, this gives so much validity to Cat Williams. That's why Cat Williams, he ruffled a lot of feathers. That's a crazy way to start the 224. Listen, Cat Williams started 224 crazy. Cat Williams started 224 crazy with that Shannon Sharpe interview, all right? So with that being said, he went to speak about Kevin Hart. He went as far as to say that Kevin Hart is an industry plant. Cat Williams said Kevin Hart didn't have no history prior to, he's never had no sold out shows prior to his ascension into Hollywood as an elite comedian. He never had a sold out show. Cat Williams is a firm believer that Kevin Hart is allegedly an industry plant. And he gives a new definition to industry plant. All right? He's saying basically a lot of those roles that Kevin Hart was offered, he was offered prior to Kevin Hart being offered those roles. And if you look at the timeline of things, Cat Williams has been that comedian for a long time. Talent is not a question. Celebrity is not a question with him. He definitely would be the next up in line as an elite comedian. But Cat Williams, according to Cat Williams, he declined on a lot of offers, or was not giving them, or they gave him the offer, and I guess he didn't meet their demands. He wasn't willing to put on the dresses. According to Cat Williams, he asked every time he spoke to a director or whoever you want to call, the person that writes the script, he asked, can he make some adjustments in the script? Like I said, in the Friday After Next, Money Mike was supposed to get graped. It's Cat Williams who was the one who made them not put that in the script. He made them change the script. So this is what Cat Williams is saying. And you guys know there's validity to that. Every black comedian puts on a dress at one point. Eddie Murphy, we can go, et cetera, et cetera. If you're a big black comedian, pause, you're going to put on a dress eventually throughout your career, all right? Especially when you're reaching those peaks in your career. When you're just the #1 sought after comedian, right? You get the biggest scripts, the biggest budgets known to Hollywood. These are the prerequisites that you have to meet. You got to put on that dress, all right? That's a defamation of just to water down your character, all right? So this is what Cat Williams is alluding to. So Cat Williams said that he was offered a lot of roles that Kevin Hart was offered. Nonetheless, Kevin Hart obviously was willing to put on that dress when he seen them checks. You know what I'm saying? When they say gay for pay, there's a term they say gay for pay. I ain't calling Kevin Hart gay, all right, nonetheless. But he's putting on these dresses, and you see Kevin Hart putting on the dresses is because them zeros, there's a lot of zeros on those checks that they're being offered for those roles. But nonetheless, he said Kevin Hart is not funny. He said Kevin Hart's not funny. He alluded to saying Steve Harvey's not funny. Now, me, myself, I got to shoot Kevin Hart some bail. I remember at one point I went to a Kevin Hart comedy show. And yes, Kevin Hart was funny. We all familiar with that joke. All right, all right, all right, all right. That part, when he's talking about his uncle. I found that to be very amusing. Kevin Hart is very amusing, but I'm not saying he's hilarious. I'm not saying that he's hilarious, but Kevin Hart is amusing, all right? So maybe I don't agree with Cat Williams in that regard, as he's speaking about Kevin Hart and him not being funny. But I find Kevin Hart to be funny. All right. Now, as a stand-up comedian, is he one of the best stand-up comedians? I'm not going to say that. We're all familiar with the top comedians right now. Mr. Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock. These are the top comedians. And Eddie Murphy's always going to be at the apex, always going to be at the top. Eddie Murphy's never coming down. Pause, all right? These are the best of the best, nonetheless. But Cat Williams made some valid points. Cat Williams actually made me reassess comedy. He made me reassess comedy and the roles that these gentlemen are getting and how funny, gauging how funny they actually are. I never thought about it. Though I say it in my head at times, I never really put it in perspective as to, is Kevin Hart that funny? Is Steve Harvey that funny? I don't find Steve Harvey to be funny at all. Now, Cedric the Entertainer, I'm rocking with Cedric. I ain't mad. But he gave some validity to Cedric the Entertainer also. He said Cedric the Entertainer does not have no Netflix shows, specials on Netflix. Cat Williams has over 100. He's on a 100-city tour, over 20. He got like 13 Netflix specials. Cat Williams is doing his numbers. So he says that Cedric doesn't have those accolades. So Cedric don't got those accolades. That means Cedric is not like that. I never thought about it like that. To be quite honest with you, I never even looked at it like that. But like I said, Cat Williams makes me reassess comedy and how I look at things, all right? Now, he also spoke about L.O.T.S. And this one threw me for a doozy. Hold up. This right here threw me for a doozy. All right. He went as far as to speak about Fast and the Furious. Fast and the Furious. You already know Ludacris from Fast and Furious, Tyrese. You know anybody that's a part of that Fast and Furious franchise is like that. Anybody that's a part of that franchise, Fast and Furious franchise is like that, paid. Tyrese is paid, all right? Anybody that part to any actor in that movie. Now, he went after your boy L.O.T.S. I don't like when cats go after L.O.T.S. L.O.T.S. just be chilling. L.O.T.S. is the sleeping giant. Ludacris, that's the sleeping giant. But it looks like he wasn't safe. He wasn't safe on Cat Williams' watch, all right? So Cat Williams even targeted L.O.T.S. Don't shoot the messenger. All right? Now, I guess he alluded to saying that role that Ludacris was playing was supposed to be for him, that he could have took that role. And to be honest with you, Cat Williams and Ludacris, they do share a resemblance. They do resemble each other. So it just gives more validity to what Cat Williams is saying. But you guys know L.O.T.S. already responded to him. In a typical L.O.T.S. fashion, L.O.T.S. got a freestyle that he did, a freestyle on Cat Williams. L.O.T.S. freestyle is fire. Fire nonetheless. Shout out to Ludacris with that freestyle on Cat Williams, all right? He did that. He did his numbers, and Ludacris is still potent. Ludacris is that nigga. Ludacris is potent, all right? Ludacris is potent. Shout out to Ludacris. Now, Cat Williams went as far as he went at Ludacris's wife. Cat Williams wasn't holding no punches. Cat Williams even went at Ludacris's wife. Now, yeah, isn't Ludacris married to a doctor? I think Ludacris is married to a doctor. Let's be real. And the woman is beautiful. I deemed her to be beautiful. So I'm surprised that Cat Williams sent those shots at L.O.T.S. like he did. Cat Williams has no remorse. This is Cat Williams, and he's a different element, Cat Williams. Now, Cat Williams, he's on the attack, but this is no attack like no other. He really got some things off his chest, and he dispelled a lot of misconceptions about Hollywood. Hollywood is fugazi. Let's be real. Hollywood is fugazi. The magic wand, the city of the magic wand, Hollywood is fugazi, and Cat Williams exposed that. Cat Williams showed you that Ricky Smiley be wearing dresses in Hollywood. Cat Williams showed you that Kevin Hart be wearing dresses. Cat Williams showed you that Eddie Murphy and them be wearing dresses. Cat Williams shows you about the consistency with the dresses and comedians in Hollywood. And they give credence to why he doesn't get those roles, all right? Shout out to Whistler. Shout out to Whistler in the building, you heard? Shout out, family. That's what I'm talking about. You guys make sure you guys are sharing this podcast. Whistler, do me a favor. Share this podcast. You guys do me a favor. Don't be a ninja watcher, all right? Don't be a pocket watcher. Don't be a casual watcher. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Make sure you guys are sharing this with your flock, all right? Every shepherd has his own flock. You guys are shepherds out there. Make sure you guys know that, all right? 224, we going up for 224. Like I told you, we podcasting. This podcast is going to be available, obviously, on YouTube. Y'all going to be able to watch this on Twitter. Y'all going to be able to watch this on Facebook. You know what I mean? But I'm going to take it off of Facebook in a little bit. Nonetheless, but you guys can also listen to the audio on Apple Podcasts. All right? Listen to the audio. The audio will be up by tomorrow morning, maybe even tonight. Remember, I'm uploading everything. That part was the grrr. Don't shoot the messenger, that part. That's what I'm talking about, participation. This is what I need in here. I don't care if we got 100 people in here. I don't care if we got 5 people. I need everybody to participate in this. 224, we going up. The energy got to go up. You heard me? The energy got to go up for 224. We're going to start off right. Same with Cat Williams started off right with that Shannon Sharp interview and turned the internet on its back. All right? He put the internet on his back. That part. We going up for 224. Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. Episode number 69. Bow. Oh, let me get some gunshots. Episode number 69. Episode number 69. Episode number 69. That part. Listen, man. Shout out to Cat Williams. Cat Williams went off on everybody. No holds bars. He had no remorse for nobody at all. All right? Listen, man. Let's talk about it, man. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next subject. Shout out to Kevin Hart, nonetheless. Shout out to Kevin Hart. I have no horse in that race. Shout out to Kevin Hart. Shout out to Eddie Murphy. Shout out to Steve Harvey. Shout out to Cedric the Entertainer. Shout out to Ludacris. Shout out to Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish said, yo, he need to change his face. Tiffany Haddish said that Cat Williams was looking like Charleston White. That was, hold up, man. Wait. Charleston White looking like Cat Williams looking at you. Man, they be going at my dog Cat Williams. And they say Cat Williams is on drugs, and nonetheless, Cat Williams said he's never taken drugs in his life. And before I leave this, you guys got to know, listen, Cat Williams comes from some hard times, all right? I think he's originally from Ohio. I did not know this, but Cat Williams came to Miami at the age of 13. At the age of 13, Cat Williams came. We're going to make this real. I'm going to move to the next subject, but I got to give him his due respects, all right? Cat Williams came to Miami at the age of 13. What led him to come to Miami? Well, according to Cat Williams, a very educated little kid. By the age 6, 7, 8 years old, he already read all the encyclopedias. Let's get this clear. Cat Williams is very, 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 very intelligent. For anybody that didn't think so, Cat Williams is very intelligent. And it never fails me. People that reach these elite levels, they're very intelligent. I deem them to be very, same way Jay-Z. Jay-Z with that mental bit of memory, this excellent memory. All these people have excellent attributes that make them so great at what they do. But nonetheless, Cat Williams, by the age of 7, 8, the man read all the encyclopedia, all right? Cat Williams, at the age of 11, he was getting scholarships and shit like that. Very educated kid. Nonetheless, at one point, Cat Williams, he said at the age of 13, he got into an altercation with his father. Now, according to Cat Williams, his parents are very religious. You know what it is when you're growing up in a religious home. You know what it's hitting for. You know how people cling to God. And if you don't follow in their footsteps, if you don't adopt their philosophies, their ideologies, they damn near demonize you. This is what happens in the household, in the religious households. Well, so was the same with Cat Williams, all right? So now you guys, Cat Williams said that he used to get into arguments. He got into an altercation with his father. A serious altercation. He was trying to downplay it, but he went into the story. And this what gave me more remorse. I had more remorse and more compassion. I had to show empathy and more compassion for Cat Williams. Cat Williams come from a hard background. At the age of 13, got into an altercation with his father. And it was a conflict of interest with the religion part. For some reason, Cat Williams was not a religious person, though I deem him to be spiritual, because I see that man does cling to God. He's godly. But he's not necessarily religious. He's like me. I'm not a Christian. I am not a Christian, but I am spiritual. But I do believe in a higher power. I believe in positive and negative. I believe in karma. Yes, I believe in these things, but I'm not a Christian. And I feel like that's the same thing as, well, I'm not gonna speak for Mr. Cat Williams, but at that point in his life, at the age of 13, he wasn't religious neither. So he got into an altercation with his father. Apparently the altercation was so serious that the child services had to come through. Child services, HRS, they used to call it back in the days. Children and families. You know, when they come looking into your business, creeping, searching, and trying to find things. You know, things have hit the fan at this point. This is when the custody of your kids are at jeopardy. So according to Cat Williams, the altercation was so big that child services came through. Now, this is just what threw me for a loop about Cat Williams. Kid is very brave. Cat Williams is very, very brave. Cat Williams said he went to a parking lot, a land lot. I don't know, you know where the truckers be. And there was two truckers. There was one trucker was going to Cali, and the other trucker was going to Miami. All right? He said the thing that persuaded his decision was the distance. Basically, Cali was further than he was from Miami. So Cat Williams chose to go to Miami. Cat Williams, at the age of 13, jumped on a semi-truck and drove down to Miami, leaving his family behind. At the age of 13, making decisions like that. Now, Shannon Sharp said, oh, why you didn't have no fear? He stopped Shannon Sharp in his tracks. And he told Shannon, listen, oh, yeah, I was scared. Yes, there was fear there, all right? But you guys got to know there's nothing but reward behind your fears, all right? When you get behind that mountain of fear, there's nothing but reward. The highest mountain has the best view. I always tell you guys that, all right? So he was able to overcome his fears. And that's just an interesting story about Cat Williams. At the age of 13, the story continues. The man found himself in Oklahoma. He was in Oklahoma. He said in Miami, he was stealing car radios. And he was sleeping at the park in Coconut Grove. I'm hearing about these things. This now you're speaking about my city now, Coconut Grove and shit. You're talking about South Florida now. So I'm just thinking about his story. His story is so amazing. Cat Williams has an amazing story, and y'all need to look into that. Y'all need to watch that. Watch that interview. Watch the Shannon Sharp interview with Cat Williams. Very, very informative. Very interesting. I'm gonna say I recommend everybody to watch that interview. There's so many misconceptions that we have about Hollywood, about comedy, about Cat Williams that he dispels. All right. So shout out to Cat Williams. Now, you guys, make sure you guys hit that like button. Do me a favor, don't be a ninja watcher, don't be no pocket watcher, and definitely don't be no people time. Hit that like button. We call that wipe your feet on the rug. Something you do at your grandparents' house. I need you guys to wipe your feet on the rug over here. Show respect, show that you was raised right, show us that you have manners, okay? Manners. Now, you guys, like I told you, we got merch. We have merch. You guys can order some merch with me. This is going to be up. This merch is going to be up, you guys. It's going to be up. No excuses. No excuses for 224. That's the motto. There's no excuses for 224. This is some new merch, L.O.T.S approved. You see the name on the back. You see the logo on the back. Now, you guys can't really see the coloring because guess what? The bright lights, the stage lights, is kind of blurring it a little bit. But I wish you guys could see this up close because it's beautiful. Beautiful. No excuses for 224. We on that. No excuses for 224. That part. All right? We got it in black. We got it in orange. We got it in white. That part. Also, everybody needs a coach. We got this in white and black, all right? This is for all the instructors. If you're an instructor, if you're a leader like me, you're a lord of the streets, a learning off the streets, a leader of the streets. You got leaders in other categories too. If you're a teacher, a coach, and I don't care what type of coach, you could be coaching sports, you be coaching instruments and teaching guitar, piano, whatever coach or instructor, this shirt is for you, you guys, all right? Remember I told you, everybody needs a coach. That part, all right? L.O.T.S approved merch. The merch is here, and you guys gonna better order that. You guys gonna see that on my YouTube page. You're also gonna better order that off of Instagram, and we're gonna have a link up where you guys can order the apparel. But yes, we back with the apparel once more. Shout out to Whistler in the building, you heard? That part. Now listen, moving right along. We're going to speak about this Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah. The names have been redacted. It's official. The names have been redacted. Now look, T.I. and Tiny. Now you guys know T.I. and Tiny, they're being accused of sexual assault, okay? All right, in the case of T.I. and Tiny, let's go into this. Give me 1 second. Let me pull this up. Make sure you guys hit that like button for me. You know what I mean? Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. All right. Hold up. All right, you guys, we talk about T.I. and Tiny. All right, T.I. and Tiny, this is This is the TMZ, all right? All right, T.I. and Tiny Harris on the heels of positivity, negativity always rears its ugly head. The plaintiff has been threatening to file this lawsuit for 3 years. For 3 years, we have emphatically and categorically denied these allegations. For 3 years, we've maintained our innocence and refused to pay these extortionate demands for things we didn't do. For 3 years, we've maintained the same position while the claims in the story have changed time and time again. Our position is clear. We are innocent of these fake claims. We will not be shaken down, and we look forward to our day in court. T.I. and his wife, Tiny Harris, are accused of drugging a woman they met in a nightclub. All right? Wait one moment. In a nightclub, and then taking her to their hotel for a threesome. According to the lawsuit, the woman's now filed against the couple. The plaintiff, who filed as Jane Doe, says she was enlisted in the U.S. Army Force and stationed in L.A. In around 2005, when she and a friend went to the party at Coolio home and met a guy who went by Caviar, who they alleged worked for T.I. and Tiny. Now, these are some serious allegations, all right? Sexual assault. Now, I'm not gonna stay long on this, but you guys know there's a witch hunt, and 224 is turning up. 224 is gonna be nothing but shots fired for 224. Nothing but shots fired for 224. That even spooked me just now. It's just loud in my headphones. Now listen. The sexual assault, the essay is everywhere for 224, all right? And it seems like T.I. and Tiny are next on the list. Hopefully this does not become a repetitive thing. Hopefully this can be an isolated incident. But you guys know how it is. When one person comes forward, it makes other people come forward, all right? So nonetheless, T.I. and Tiny are being accused of essay, sexual assault, all right? This lady was saying that she was drugged. She was drugged in the process. And like T.I. said, for 3 years, we've been under extortion. This woman has been trying to extort. Allegedly, T.I. saying that they've been trying to extort him for 3 years, and how the lady's story keeps changing and changing for 3 years. He kept saying for 3 years, we have emphatically and categorically denied these allegations. Do you see the verbiage that T.I. used? T.I. is a wordsmith. You see the words. Remember, this is the guy that gave us expeditiously. T.I. is the one who gave hip-hop expeditiously, all right? Unlike E40. E40 gives us the ebonics. He gives us the slang. E40 is responsible for the slang. Shout out to E40 on the West Coast. Well, T.I. is responsible for the multi-syllable words, all right? The technical words. That's what T.I. is responsible. T.I. is responsible for giving hip-hop expeditiously. And ever since we heard that word, we've been using that word. So shout out to T.I. But nonetheless, the way T.I. said, he's emphatically, categorically, all these words and these terms that T.I. is using, he's great with words, you know what I mean? And he's painting a great picture. But nonetheless, he's saying that this lady's story keeps changing and changing and changing. All right? He says he refused to pay these extortionate demands. Extortionate demands. T.I. refers to these as extortionate demands. T.I. is standing 10 toes down. Now, I've never seen anybody act like this. It's to the point I'm siding with T.I. a little bit, you heard? That part. Hold on one second. Let me make sure everything's plugged up. T.I. is using these extraordinary words, all right? So shout out to T.I. nonetheless. And it makes me kind of side with T.I. because T.I. seems so confident. Unlike Puffy, shout out to Puff. Puff didn't seem that confident with all these allegations. Bill Cosby didn't seem that confident with all these allegations, all right? Russell Simmons didn't seem that confident with all these allegations. But contrary to everybody that I mentioned, T.I. is confident that he is not responsible for any of these allegations. T.I. is denouncing all these allegations, all right? So shout out to T.I. Listen, T.I.'s confidence, it's amazing. It makes me believe T.I. to a certain extent. But hold up. Wait. Not too fast. Not too fast, because I know T.I. and Tiny, they get a little freaky out there. You know what I mean? And to each his own. What happens in your bedroom, to each his own. But I'm not going to just side with T.I. that fast. But nonetheless, T.I. is sounding super confident at this moment. T.I. is sounding super confident. All these sexual assault allegations, it seems like it's the same woman. You would think it's numerous people, but it seems like it's the same woman. So this may be it might be an isolated incident. This may be an isolated incident, nonetheless. But once again, shout out to T.I., shout out to Tiny. I don't know, they showed T.I. when he showed a picture of Tiny. Now, please don't shoot the messenger. Please don't shoot the messenger. Did y'all see that picture with T.I. with Tiny, where T.I. was talking in his cell phone? T.I.'s talking in his phone, and then he showed Tiny in the background. He showed Tiny. And you guys know T.I. always gets ridiculed for being with Tiny. We all know Tiny is older than T.I., okay? Tiny's part of the extraordinary, the amazing group Escape, okay? She's from a great group, a legendary, let me get this right. Tiny's from a legendary group, Escape, okay? So Tiny has accolades. Tiny was very cute back in the days, okay? So, but this picture that he showed of Tiny is very unfavorable. They're making fun of Tiny. They're drawing pictures and putting mustaches on her. Whoop-de-whoop. Now, let me shoot Tiny some bell. Tiny looked like she was not prepared for that picture. All right? Tiny looked like she just woke up. Let's shoot Tiny some bells. She looked like she just woke up in that picture. But people are saying that T.I. deliberately sabotaged Tiny by showing Tiny's face. Tiny looked like she was up all night. She didn't get no sleep. Tiny looked like she probably was smoking trees or what have you, because she looked very tired in the face. Tiny looked very tired in the face. And they're saying that T.I. set Tiny up. Now, I'm always going to give Tiny her credit, and this is why I give T.I. and Tiny their credit. Obviously, T.I. and Tiny's relationship is bigger than looks. Let's make this clear. Let's be clear here. T.I. and Tiny's relationship is bigger than looks. It's bigger than looks. Obviously, Tiny is older than T.I. Obviously, Tiny is not aging that great. Let's just, listen, call a spade. Don't shoot the messenger. So nonetheless, she's still a beautiful black woman. Don't get it twisted. A lot of us have had a chance at Tiny. We'd take a crack at Tiny. Let's be real. No disrespect, respectfully. Shout out to T.I. because we respect marriage here. But that picture, nonetheless, was not favorable. It wasn't working in Tiny's favor, T.I. You know what I mean? And all you did was kind of like give validity to people's speculations about Tiny and people's opinion about Tiny. Nonetheless, but Tiny's still beautiful in my regard. You know what I mean? We're not here to condemn nobody, but you got to call a spade a spade. Don't kill me. Don't shoot the messenger. Bow. All right, listen, you guys. YFN Lucci. Let's move along. You guys, make sure you guys come in the building. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button when you come in the building. All right. We call this wiping your feet on the rug. Same way you do at your grandparents' house. I'm not gonna say this again. Don't walk your nasty ass inside the crib without wiping your feet on the rug. You got mud on your feet. You got bacteria on your feet. You walking in from outside and other shit that happens outside. Do me a favor. When you guys come in the house of L.O.T.S approved, hit that like button. We call that wipe your feet on the rug. Let's make that clear. All right, let's get it right for 224, please. Let's get this right for 224. All right, make sure you guys are subscribing to the YouTube channel. Everybody should be subscribed to the YouTube channel at this point. We're going up 224. All right, merch is back on deck. We got the merch on deck. All right, you see what I'm wearing? No excuses. There's no excuses for 224. Y'all know what it's here for. This is the selfish year. This is the year we're going to be selfish for 224. I need everybody with no excuses, you heard? And on the back, we got all the excuses that people can come up with. These are all the excuses that people come up with. All right? Let's talk about it. They hating on me. I don't have enough time. I'm broke. I be tired. I'll do it tomorrow. They don't support me. I'm not in the mood. Do I have to do it today? These are the excuses that people make. All right? I want you guys to get shirts like this and get people off their ass. If you got somebody that's laying on the couch, somebody that's depressed, they look like they need a kick in the ass, they need a stimulant, they need to be activated, please get them this type of merch. The merch is gonna be available on Instagram. You guys also gonna be able to purchase off YouTube, and you guys gonna be able to purchase from me directly, all right? You guys can link me on here, DM me, or message me on Facebook, DM me on Instagram, all right? L.O.T.S approved apparel. We're putting all this apparel up. Also, we got this is for the instructors and the teachers, man. Everybody needs a coach. All right? Everybody needs a coach. Do you get me? And remember, if y'all don't see that logo on the back, it's not me. If y'all don't see that L.O.T.S approved logo on the back, that's not me. All right? That part. That's what makes it authentic. All right, now listen. Shout out to Dre Thompson in the building. Shout out to Dre Thompson in the building. Big up to everybody. You guys big up yourself, man. It's love for 224, you heard? Now, moving right along. Listen, let's talk about it. French Montana real quick. You guys, French Montana is dropping a new project. First of all, let me get my horns for French Montana for Mac and Cheese 5. That part. Shout out to French Montana for Mac and Cheese 5. Listen, you guys, French Montana is one of my favorite artists. French Montana is one of my favorite artists, and I know a lot of people have a lot of things to say about French Montana. You got so many people, so many opinions, and opinions is like asshole. Everybody got one. You know what comes out somebody's asshole, right? That part. A lot of people like to speak on French Montana. Some people like to downplay French Montana and his accolades, not knowing that this man has singles on top of singles. Nonetheless, yeah, people say, oh, he does collaborative albums, he does collaborative singles. That's why he does the numbers that he does. But just to kill all that, let's speak about that Mac and Cheese. If you're a real fan of French Montana, you know about the Mac and Cheese editions. If you guys real fans of French Montana, you know about his mixtapes. That's where the authenticity comes in. French Montana is different. This whole shit is different. You know they on that singing Max B shit. That singing shit. French Montana's different. First of all, he has one of the best singles out there, that African single. Listen, fire. Fire, over 1 billion streams, French Montana. But we're not talking about the singles. We're talking about this Mac and Cheese. French Montana's mixtapes is impeccable, all right? Remember that. The man used to be a battle rapper. That's the Cocaine DVD, Cocaine City DVD, French Montana, all right? If you guys are true French Montana fans, you're going to love his projects. Well, he has a few people locked in for Mac and Cheese. He already has, listen, wait, let me see. He got Rick Ross locked in. Rick Ross is locked in for Mac and Cheese. Little Durk, Chicago's own Little Durk is locked in for Mac and Cheese. And a host of other artists. You see, we just named those two big names. You already know locked in. Just keep in mind, man. Shout out to French Montana nonetheless. And I think it's dropped. The project dropped today, the 5th. So after I get off here, I'm gonna go listen to French Montana's project. I'm gonna leave straight from here. I'm gonna play this shit on my phone and put my headphones on and lock into that Mac and Cheese number 5, the 5th installment of Mac and Cheese, French Montana's Mac and Cheese. That part, free Max B, free the wave. Big up to French Montana nonetheless, all right? Throughout all the naysayers, the motherfuckers that be dissing French Montana, Montana is like that. French Montana is like that. Remember, I tell you about art, all right? I'll tell you about who's like that and who's not like that. When you're talking about art and curating art and the time and effort people put into their art, the distinguishing, how you distinguish, when people make art, how they distinguish themselves amongst other artists, all right? French Montana does that, all right? He does that. Now, you guys, moving right along. Listen, YFN Lucci. A lot of people forgot about YFN Lucci. You already know about this whole YSL indictment, all right? Shout out to Thug. You guys see Thug had somebody who took the stand on a YSL co-founder took the stand with Young Thug. Took the stand on Young Thug. So that case is getting serious from what I'm hearing about it. Shout out to Tyrone Jones in the building, 777, that part, Miramar Love. Shout out to the whole Miramar Love you. Shout out to Dade County. All right, shout out to Norwood. Shout out to Broward County. Shout out to Miramar. All right, shout out to Lauderdale. Shout out everywhere. Shout out to the Palm Beach. That part, Tri-County. Shout out to all 3 counties and up that way. Take you up through all through Florida, Tallahassee, and all that. You heard me? Shout out to big up to Norwood. Big up to Little Haiti. Big up to North Miami. Big up to Liberty City. Big up to Overtown. That part. Shit, big up to Brown Sub, big up to Carroll City, that part. Big up to Broward County, big up to Miramar, that part. Big up to Carver Ranches, that part. Big up to Fort Lauderdale, that part. Big up to Pompano, Del Rey, Palm Beach. Shout out, niggas. Shout out to the whole South Florida, you heard? And all the way up there to Orlando. Shout out to Old Town. And they say Old Town is one of the highest crime rated cities in America. Yeah, all I told you, listen, Orlando's not the same. That ain't the same Disney World place that we used to going to, all right? It's not the same. It's not the same. They're saying that Orlando, the crime rate is up in Orlando. And I was telling somebody about that. The last time I went to Orlando, it was a funeral, right? Rest in peace to my little brother. When I went to Orlando, we walked around downtown. I seen a lot of niggas lurking. And you already know Dade County business. You know Dade County business. You know Miami business. You know Broward business. You know how niggas and gangsters is lurking. I know when the gangsters is lurking. And just the atmosphere was different in Orlando. Orlando was different. The atmosphere was different. Very, very, very different. You heard? That part. But nonetheless, shout out to Orlando, man. Shout out to Jacksonville. Shout out to Tampa. Shout out to Fort Myers, Fort Pierce. Shout out to the whole Florida. That part. You're on the top podcaster in Florida. You heard me? This is my section. This is my shift, all right? And you guys should give shout out to everybody on my shift. You heard? That part. Now, YFN Lucci is going to court. YFN Lucci requested to the judge that he wanted to groom himself. So YFN Lucci told the judge that he got to get a haircut. I don't know if you guys see YFN Lucci, but he got the little locks, the little daylights. We call them daylights. They're not wigs, but them little twists that he had on his head. He said he wants to shave that off. So he requested the judge that he needs to do some grooming. YFN Lucci wants to tailor his suit. He wants his suit to be right. Now, you guys, he ain't wrong for that. He ain't wrong for trying to get cleaned up in front of that judge. A lot of niggas go in front of that judge with no regard to how they look, how they present themselves. I've been in Broward and Dade County courts. When I'm in them Dade and Broward courts, I see niggas going to court with white tees, hair looking crazy. They don't even say good morning, judge. Listen, let me tell you guys, when you guys get in front of that judge, if you guys want the judge to be lenient on you, if you want the judge to take your life into consideration and how important you mean to your family and your loved ones, make sure when you go to court, make sure at least you present yourself correct. When you go in that court, make sure you present. Ain't nothing wrong wearing a button-down shirt. There's nothing wrong wearing a button-down or a shirt with a collar with 3 buttons. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're going to go in there with a white tee, at least walk in there with your shoulders square. Don't go in there with your hair looking nappy and shit like that. At least comb out your hair. Take the afro pick and pick out your hair. Do something. But present yourself in front of the judge the right way. Let me tell you something. When I go in front of that judge, the judge automatically looks at me different than any other person in that building, in that courtroom. I do something in court that a lot of other men don't do, or men or women don't do in court. First thing I do when I go to court, I say, good morning, judge. This is very, very important. This is a serious conversation we have. If you guys want your peoples to see less time, if you guys want your peoples to be lenient on your peoples, when you go to court, at least say, good morning, judge. That's very important. It's important to say, good morning, judge. Present yourself the correct way, all right? I understand you might be coming from work. You might be coming out. Some people's cases are petty. So you might not care because your case is so petty. It's a misdemeanor or traffic citation. You might not care to even dress correctly. But if you're facing some time, some time, not even the greatest of time, but just a little time, dress a little bit for the event. That's what I'm saying. Shout out to YFN Lucci. We ain't forget you, YFN Lucci. A lot of people are concerned more about YSL and Young Thug because he just has a bigger name, and it seems like that's translating when it comes to people and their concern. Nobody seems to be concerned for YFN Lucci. Shout out to Lucci. Lately, I've been chasing paper, chasing guap. Listen. YFN Lucci, some of my favorite times, listen to his music, made a lot of money, listen to YFN Lucci. YFN Lucci is part of my timeline through our life, all right? So I'm a big advocate of YFN Lucci. Shout out to YFN Lucci. A lot of people done forgot about that man, but we ain't gonna forget about him on L.O.T.S Approved Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 69. That part. Hold up. That part. Gunshot. 69. Episode number 69. Big up to YFN Lucci, that part. Now, you guys, I want to speak about this. I want to speak out. Let's get to this this Weinstein, Epstein. Oh, Cat Williams also said, that's got to mention this. Cat Williams said that how Weinstein offered to suck his dick. some shit like that. I don't like to repeat stuff like that. But he just gave so much relevancy to Hollywood and the fugazi shit that goes on in Hollywood. You guys got to watch that, man. You guys got to watch that interview with Shannon Sharp, the Shay Shay Club, that did the interview with Cat Williams. That shit's at damn near, earlier today it was at 17 million views in 2 days. So I can imagine right now it's probably at 19 million, 20 million at this point. All right? Now, I want to get into this, man. Let me get into this Epstein Island because they released the names. They've released the names for the Epstein Island, all right? The redacted names that the judge said that he was going to have redacted, they released the names. All right. I got the names right here. All right. Here are the visitors to Jeffrey Epstein's Island who were confirmed. These are the visitors to Jeffrey Epstein's Island. You guys make sure you guys are listening close because there's a lot of people that we're familiar with. Not just celebrities, but government officials. That part, all right? Don't shoot the messenger. Episode 69. Check this out. Adam Perry Lang. Akon. Akon Music. Yeah, we familiar with Akon. Al Gore. We are familiar with Al Gore, government official. Alan Dershowitz, Alberto Pinto, Ali Baldwin. We're already familiar. I'm wondering if this is part of the Baldwin family, Baldwin brothers. I don't want to assume. All right. Allison Mack, Alyssa Rogers, Anderson Cooper. Yeah. We familiar with Anderson Cooper, the whatever he speaks. I don't know if he was a sports anchor or whatever he is. We know about Anderson Cooper, all right? We familiar with him. Andrea Metrovich, Andres Pastrana, Angelina Jolie. So Angelina Jolie was a frequenter at the Jeffrey Epstein Island, all right? Anthony Kiedis. Anthony Weiner. I think I'm familiar with those names. I think I'm familiar with Anthony Weiner. Beyonce, the most influential woman in the world. Beyonce. And I'm pretty sure B was just visiting, all right? I don't know B doesn't partake in any of that. I'm going to say that on Beyonce's behalf, all right? Bill Clinton. Now, you guys know about Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. Their name is written all over this Epstein Island, the fiasco, this thing. They're written all over this, all right? So these are the names that were redacted that the judge said that he made it unsealed. So it was by the judge's request to unseal these documents, all right, and redact them, the names. So now, like I said, Bill Clinton, Bill Gates. You know, Gates got to be there. One of the most rich, the richest man in the world. Bill Gates has to be there, right? That's inevitable. Bob Saget, which is deceased. Rest in peace, Bob Saget. I don't know if he deserves that, but rest in peace. Bruce Willis, diehard Bruce Willis. Listen, bro, hold up, man. Wait. So you got Bill Clinton. You got Bill Gates. You got Bob Saget. Rest in peace, deceased. Casey Wasserman. Kaloum Hudson Odoi. I don't know, I might be butchering these names right now. You guys, these are the names that were redacted for Epstein Island, Jeffrey Epstein. All right? We're running down the names. Celine Dion. Celine Dion, everybody named Mama was out there. Everybody named Mama, not just celebrities, government officials, rich people, everybody was at that island. All right? Charles Barkley. Not Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley is one of my favorite NBA players of all time. One of my favorite. Obviously, Michael Jordan is my favorite player, but at one point the 76ers was my favorite team. But you know I had to officially be a Heat member. I stopped that early in life, and I locked in with the Heat. And I don't like nobody who goes against the Heat. If you live in South Florida and you're not a fan of the Heat, I ain't fucking with you. If you live in South Florida and you're not a fan of the Florida Marlins, I'm not fucking with you. If you live in South Florida and you're not a fan of the Panthers, I'm not rocking with you. Home team, all right? Home team, that's what we promote. All right, Charlie Sheen. Y'all remember Charlie Sheen, Mr. Funny Charlie Sheen? He attended the Epstein Island. Charlie Sheen was there. All right. Charlize Theron. Chelsea Handler. Y'all know Chelsea Handler, the funny white girl that had the nighttime talk show. Chelsea, the one that 50 was knocking down at one point. Curtis Jackson was knocking her down at one point. Well, she used to be in attendance at the Epstein Island also, Mr. Jeffrey. All right. Cher. Chris Tucker was in attendance at the Jeffrey Epstein Island. Chris Tucker was there. Chris Wagner, Chrissy Teigen, Cyndi Lauper. Y'all remember Cyndi Lauper? Is Cyndi Lauper still alive? Respectfully, I would like to know that. Somebody answer, is Cyndi Lauper still alive? Hold up, let's move to the next page. Courtney Love. Demi Moore. Dan Snyder, David Koch, David Spade, David Yarovitsky. You're right. I don't know how to pronunciate that one. Dolores Zorighetti, Donovan Mitchell, Doug Band, Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore was at Jeffrey Epstein Island also. Y'all remember Drew Barrymore? You know what I mean? The cute start. She started her whole career in Hollywood as an adolescent. Drew Barrymore. We're familiar with the white girl. All right, she's very, very famous, okay? These are some, they had the whole industry. Jeffrey Epstein was basically Hollywood. Every celebrity that you would deem would be the top celebrity looks like they've attended his island. All right? We'll speak more about it. Ed Buck, Ed Tuttle, Ehud Barak. Ellen DeGeneres was there also. Ellen Spencer. And I'm going to act like I know who that is, but really I don't know who that is, but I think I heard that name before. All right. Okay, listen. The Great White Hope. The Great White Hope, the one that Dr. Umar said cannot be the king of hip-hop. You guessed it. Mr. Eminem, Marshall Mathers was at the Jeffrey Epstein Island. Damn, I'd love to hear what Eminem got to say about this. All these people that's on this list, I wonder what they have to say about this and being implemented on this list. I'm curious to know what Eminem would say about this, all right? And remember, this is all alleged, but the names that are on this list are not alleged. This is judge appointed, all right? This list was unsealed and redacted for the judge found it in his best interest to release this list once more, to unseal it, all right? Emmy Taylor, Fleur Perry Lang, Francis X. Suarez, Freya Wissing, Gary Roxburgh, a pilot, George Clooney. George Clooney's on that list. You guys already know. George Clooney, very, very famous white boy, all right? Very famous. Actor, famous actor. Old school actor. All right. Jesseline Maxwell. Glenn Dubbin. Greg Holbert, deceased. Gwen Stefani was at Jeffrey Epstein Island also. Gwendolyn Beck. Hank Collar, pilot. Heather Mann. Heidi Klum. There's a lot of names on this list, y'all. There's a lot of names on this Jeffrey Dog, there's so many people being implemented. 224 is going up. We going up for there's going to be a lot of things. 224 is going to be a roller coaster. Remember I told you 224 is going to be a roller coaster. There's a lot of names. All right, there's a lot of explanation, a lot of explaining to do with all these names. Let's be clear. All right? James Franco. James Gunn. Unless he's related to Gunplay or West Side Gun. I don't know who James Gunn is, all right? I'm pretty sure he's a celebrity. Now, you guys know Beyonce was on that list, right? And we know Beyonce didn't partake in anything. But if Beyonce's there, it's safe to say Jay-Z was there. Jay-Z was in the building. Jay-Z attended Jeffrey Epstein's island. Jean-Luc Brunel, deceased. Michelle Gathy. Jeffrey Jones, deceased. Jim Carrey was at Epstein Island, all right? He attended Jeffrey Epstein Island. I'm curious to see what Jim Carrey would say. Jim Carrey is a very enlightened, awakened brother, all right? He's the one that be telling you about this simulation. He's the one that be telling you what it's really hitting for in society. You better pay attention to Jim Carrey, because that white man is woke. Let me tell you something. Mr. in living color. Tell you, man. All right? Jimmy Kimmel was in attendance at Jeffrey Epstein Island. Jimmy Kimmel. Joe Biden, our commander-in-chief, was in attendance at the Jeffrey Epstein Island. Now, this is crazy because they're implementing our commander-in-chief. They're implementing the president at this point. This Jeffrey Epstein, the judge that decided to redact all these names, the judge that decided to unseal, I want to know what prompted him and what gave him the cojones to do that. 224 is different. 224 is going to be different. It's a witch hunt out here. It's like nobody's safe for 224. Their name is some of the biggest figures out here. And mind you guys, just because people are on this list, that doesn't necessarily mean they partook in something criminal, okay? These are just people that potentially could know what was going on at that island. These people can all give their point of view of what took place on that island, all right? So some criminal charges can be brought up on the right people. But everybody on this list did not partake in what Jeffrey Epstein was brewing, all right? Now, let's keep going this list. John Cusack. John Legend was in the building. John Legend, we just ordinary people. Mr. Ordinary People, he was in the building. Right? He was at Epstein Island. John Podesta. John Travolta. Mr. Grease Lightning, John Travolta was at Epstein Island. You heard? Joey Behar, Juan Pablo Mullinex, Juliet Bryant, Justin Rowland, all right? Justin Rowland, Justin Trudeau, Kathy Griffin. Y'all know the famous comedian Kathy Griffin. She was at Epstein Island too. You know the funny white girl that said that she wanted to fuck ASAP Rocky. Y'all remember Kathy Griffin, funny comedian white girl. Yeah, with the pale one, the orange one, right? She attended Epstein Island also. Katy Perry. Katy Perry was at attendance in Jeffrey Epstein Island, all right? Kelly Spam. Kevin Spacey. We familiar with Kevin Spacey. These are all names that we're familiar with. Though we don't watch these people's movies every day, we're familiar with this in America. We've heard these names a million times on TV in different capacities, all right? All right. Kirsten Gillibrand, Christy Rogers, who's deceased, Lady Gaga. Yeah, Gaga was there. Larry Summers, Larry Visosky, Laura Z. Wasserman, and Lawrence M. Cross. All right? Now, those are all the names Wait up. Seems like they got more names here. They got more names here. Let's run through these names. This is a lot of names, right? I'm going to run through them. Hold up. Linda Pinto, Lisa Summers, Lynn Forrester. Madonna was in the building. Mandy Ellison, Mar Collins, Marina Abramovic, Mark Epstein, Mark Lloyd, Melinda Luntz, Meryl Streep, all right, Michelle Obama, Commander-in-Chief. Listen, Barack Obama's wife was in the building, all right? Barack Obama, Mrs. Michelle Obama, another influential black woman was in the building, all right? Michelle Wolf, Michael Arteta, Molly Cyrus, young Mrs. Molly Cyrus is in the building. Nadine Dorius, Naomi Campbell. All right? Now there's a list of names. I'm not gonna go through all these names. How about let's start breaking this? We're gonna start condensing these names, all right? Oprah Winfrey was in the building. That part. Let me see here. Pharrell Williams was in the building. Paris Hilton was in the building. Quentin Tarantino was in the building. Rihanna was in the building. Rihanna went to Epstein Island. She attended that also. Yes, Mrs. Rihanna. The billionaire woman, A$AP Rocky baby mama was in the building. Robert Downey. Seth Green. Robert De Niro. Mr. De Niro. Robert De Niro is in the building. One of my favorite gangster actors, all right? These are all the names for the Jeffrey Epstein Island, people that were in attendance at this man's island. These names have been released to the public, unsealed, redacted, all right? All right, let me see here. What we got here? I'm running through, there's so much more names, but I'm just running through this. All right, Whoopi Goldberg was in attendance. Let me see here. What else? Tom Hanks was in the building. My favorite actor. If y'all don't know, Tom Hanks is my favorite actor of all time. Let's make this clear on the show, all right? Tom Hanks, my number one favorite actor, excuse me. Wilson, Castaway. You heard me? Green Mile, Tom Hanks, my favorite actor. He was at attendance in Jeffrey Epstein Island, all right? Steven Spielberg. The famous director, Steven Spielberg. And we're going to leave it at that. There's 20 more names that I could have named, but I just didn't want to go through all those names. I think you guys get the picture at this point, all right? These are the names that were redacted for the Jeffrey Epstein Island. Now, I want to see how this is going to end up, because there's a reason why they disclosed these names. There's a reason why it was unsealed. And I really want to know what's going to take place after this, right? There's so many people that are involved in this. This is going to be one of the biggest cases ever known to America. I don't think there's no bigger case than this at this point. This is obviously way bigger than the YSL trial. And I'm being facetious, obviously. But this is a big case. I don't think you guys know how deep this is. This is naming government officials, presidents, celebrities. This is naming the elite, people that operate above the law. The names that are a part of this Epstein Island thing. Nonetheless, we're gonna sit back and watch. I'm gonna update. We're gonna constantly update, and when we find out new information, I'm gonna bring this new information to you guys for 224, because this is gonna be serious for 224. I have a real strong feeling this is gonna be serious for 224, because with all those people that are implemented, there's a lot of room for snitching. There's a lot of room for telling. These are a lot of people, and everybody's not gonna be able to hold their tongue in this case. All right? And all we can do is sit back, hold on to our seats, and get our popcorn ready. That part. Now, you guys, make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Make sure you guys are not being ninja watching. That's the person that be creeping and watching. All right? Hit that like button. Don't be no pocket watcher, because pocket watchers are just haters. Don't y'all hate a pocket watcher? And what's even more despicable, a peeping Tom. Don't be a peeping Tom. Peeping Toms hang out in people's windows and watch them like perverts. Don't be a peeping Tom. Hit that like button. All right, that part. L.O.T.S Approved Media, Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. All right, episode number 69. This is the new year, 224, first episode of the new year. Bringing the new year right. All right, listen. Also with this Tupac case, Mr. Keefy D, you guys know Keefy D, the West Coast nigga, that he's got charged for the murder of Tupac, or at least participating in the murder of Tupac Shakur. All right, Keefy D has requested to be released prior to his court date. His court date is due in June, all right? So he's requesting for bond, and his bond be no more than $100,000, all right? So Keefy D is trying to hit the streets, but they're trying to say that Keefy D may be too dangerous to be hitting the streets. I don't know. You know what I mean? But I'm not voting. I don't have no horse in that race. You know what I mean? I don't really take sides when it comes to certain things, especially when we're talking about street business, because people have their reasons for doing what they do out here. Nonetheless, all right? But at the same time, man, I ain't gonna say shout out to Keefy D. That's one thing I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna say shout out to Keefy D because I love Tupac, and you gotta draw the line somewhere, all right? And I'm not gonna pander. I'm not gonna pander, all right? I'm gonna stick to my guns, all right? I'm a Tupac advocate, Machiavelli advocate. I'm not saying what Tupac did to Orlando was right. No, I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that. But at the end of the day, what am I saying? Probably ain't saying nothing, right? Probably better off not saying nothing. Sometimes I am biased. I think you caught me in one of those instances, all right? Now, you guys, listen, this is the new podcast for 224, all right? Listen, this is episode number 69 of the Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. That part. Now, you guys, I'm about to exit out the building. Nonetheless, we about to exit out the building. You guys do me a favor. Make sure you guys are sharing this podcast with your loved ones. Every shepherd has his own flock. I need everybody's participation. Everybody do me a favor, share this podcast. Do me a favor. You guys go on YouTube and share this podcast to Facebook. Share this podcast to your friends and family. Do me that favor. All right, like I said, we're streaming on Facebook, we're streaming on YouTube, and we're streaming on Twitter. All right, also, I'm going to put the audio. I'm going to place the audio on Apple Podcast. The audio is a whole different experience. Trust me when I tell you. You don't have to sit there and look at my beautiful, handsome face. You can actually just listen to the audio if you would like. I know my face is handsome, but you actually can listen to the audio. All right? And it's a whole different experience. You can do this while you're driving to work. You can do this while you're on the job, but don't get fired listening to me. Make sure you put your headphones on, all right? You guys can listen to this while you're cleaning around the house, doing chores, washing, doing laundry. You guys can listen to this. How about this while you exercise, okay? When you're working out at the gym, put the headphones on. You outside, get you a little speaker, a little Bluetooth speaker, and listen to the podcast on your speaker. Trust me when I tell you, it's an event. 224, we going up. You guys make sure you guys get your hands on that merch, all right? Get your hands on the merch. You see the shirt says, no excuses. Y'all see the shirt? No excuses. I need you guys to get up on this. Get up on this. No excuses, all right? And you got the excuses on the back. All the excuses. Go through it again. They hating on me. I don't have enough time. I'm broke. I be tired. I'll do it tomorrow. They don't support me. I'm not in the mood. Do I have it? Do I have to do it? Listen, these are excuses. You know how people always say, do I have to do it? I'm not in the mood. They don't support me. I'll do it tomorrow. Nobody's promised tomorrow. Let's get to it today. 224, no excuses. We got that in orange. We got that in white. And obviously, we got it in black. And also for my instructors, everybody needs a coach. We got this in white and black. You guys can order this. DM me, message me on Facebook, DM me on Instagram, all right? And we're going to have that on the website also. So we up. The merch is up. And we're going to be coming with some Don't Shoot the Messenger merch and for to Raise the Frequency merch. You guys pay attention to my other channel, Raise the Frequency. Raise the frequency now. This channel's up, all right? And it's nothing but self-development, self-improvement, affirmation, all right? Bettering yourself, becoming your better self, detaching yourself from things that no longer serve your better self. You heard me? That part. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to play some outro music. We're going to get this nice outro music. I want to tell you guys to make sure you guys enjoy the weekend. Nobody's promised tomorrow. So I can't tell you guys that we're going to be able to link up next Friday, but that is the intentions, okay? Hold up. Let's get this outro music going. Outro music, y'all. Outro music. Listen, nobody's promised tomorrow. Show the universe your gratitude, all right? And the universe is going to reciprocate that. Nobody's promised tomorrow, so I can't tell you guys that we're going to meet up next Friday. But nonetheless, I need you guys to enjoy your weekend for me. This is the year of being selfish. For 224, I need everybody to be selfish. Selfish in a good way. If it's not about bettering you and your family, leave it wayside, push it to the side. If it's not in your best interest, push it to the side. Don't sacrifice yourself for people who don't deserve it. Be selfish with your time for 224. Remember I told you that part. L.O.T.S approved media. Once again, I'm the incomparable, the art, the imitator that cannot be duplicated, the one they took their style from. I'm the one that keep trading what they keep taking. I'm the elected, the appointed voice of the streets, leader of the streets, lord of the streets, living off the streets, learning on the streets, learning off the streets. Public enemy number one. I'm the top op. This is powered by L.O.T.S approved media. And once again, welcome to everybody to the Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 69. That part. Remember, discouragement, failure and discouragement are the stepping stones to success. The highest mountain has the best view. Don't personalize nothing. How people feel about you is a reflection of their own reality. Don't take nothing personal for 224 and beyond. Remember, I told you guys that, all right? L.O.T.S approved. Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. Episode number 69. We on our way. 224. We going up, y'all. That part. And I'm out. Peace. Salute.